My next guest is going to be taking on Natan Levy coming up here at UFC Fight Night, April 30th. It is Mike Breeden joining me here on the program for the very first time. Mike, how are you?
I'm doing good, James. How are you?
Doing very well. Glad we got the connection stuff figured out. That's why we're doing this on the phone, but really excited to talk to you, man. I imagine you got a full camp for this one, a little bit nicer than that UFC debut.
Oh, yeah, a lot of different circumstances. I feel great.
When did you find out? Like, how long of a camp was it?
9.5 weeks, maybe 10, something like 9 or 10 weeks.
Good stuff. Okay, well, that's good. And, you know, again, I know you fought a really tough opponent in your debut. Since that fight, what have you sort of taken away the most from that performance?
That was crazy circumstances. I mean, I'm not going to be too hard on myself. I went out there, give it my all, and went out on my shield, you know.
Yeah,
just on to the next one. He's a stud, man. I mean, he's done that to a few guys, you know. But, you know, so I'm just on to the next one and ready to actually make my real debut. You know what I'm saying? I get actually a full camp for this one.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Like, this must feel like a little bit better because those circumstances, I mean, you're stepping in. How many days notice was that, by the way? I was trying to remember.
Yeah, I think 8 days notice.
Yeah, that was crazy. And fighting a really tough guy.
Yeah, and I had the weight cut was the hard thing. I missed weight. Like, I think I had to cut like 23 pounds or something like that. And so, like, not trying to take anything away from him, but I think I could have took a lot more damage if I would have had the time to do the weight cut right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cutting that much weight, and it's just not good on the brain.
And you got a really cool opponent here in Natan Levy, 6-1 record. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him?
I feel like I match great with him. I watched a few of his fights. You know, karate guy, flashy kicks and stuff. And he likes to wrestle a little bit when he gets pressured. That's right up my alley. You know, I'm just gonna keep the pressure on him, man, and kind of do what Rolf did. You know,
yeah.
You know, box him up and up and down.
I was going to ask you about that fight. Do you think that's kind of the blueprint to beat him now? You mentioned him having success against Natan. Do you kind of take away a lot from that fight?
Yeah, it gave me a lot of footage to watch on him. He doesn't like being pressured. You know what I'm saying? And where he's dangerous is like when you give him space, and if you don't give him that much space, he doesn't do very well. So I'm gonna keep that boxing pressure on, and find my openings.
Training camp, train at one of the best gyms in the world. Who have been some of the main training partners leading into this fight?
Shoot, of course, Jason High. Let's see, Isaac O'Garian, John O'Brien, Derek Minner, Jason Witt, Gage Young, Mo. The list goes on, man. That room full of killers. Everybody plays a part in helping me get better. And getting ready for this fight. You know what I'm saying?
I know it's kind of like one big family there, but who are you closest with at the gym? Like, who do you maybe hang out with outside the gym, and all that? Like, who have you sort of gravitated towards?
Man, my little brother, Isaac O'Garian. Me and him, man, we're family, man. We in the gym together, outside the gym together. That's who I got probably the closest bond to.
How cool is it seeing him get that contract with the big win on Looking for a Fight?
Oh, it was so amazing. Like, that was a great night.
Yeah.
And getting to witness the kid's side and be in his corner for that.
What's it been like seeing, a lot of your teammates get success and get that UFC call, including yourself? One that comes to mind is Trey Ogden. He's had such a long road. At the time of recording this, Trey's fighting on the weekend, but how cool is it to see, all this work you guys have put in over the years and now seeing the results of that, including yourself, including Trey, including Isaac, getting those calls?
Man, it's amazing. I'm so happy for Trey. It's been a long time coming for him, and I'm so happy he's finally getting the fight under the UFC banner. He belongs there. He's a freaking killer, man.
That's awesome.
I've been on this journey with him for a long time.
Weight cut, a lot better than last time. How's everything going ahead of this matchup?
Oh, it's going good. My weight's the lowest it's ever been. I'm ahead of schedule, and man, I just feel great. I'm just counting down the days so I can weigh in and refuel up and throw some hands,
What's the one thing you missed during camp that you can't eat right now?
Oh, shoot, probably like a ooey gooey butter cake or brownies. Like,
Okay,
I'm
you're a
a
sweets
sweet
guy.
tooth
Yeah, I was
fanatic.
gonna say, yeah,
I'm
you
a
just sort
sweet
of
guy.
revealed it there.
Yeah, I love sweets. That's my weakness.
Okay, well, that's good to know. And do you do like the prep meals, or is it more of just like you kind of make your own food? How do you go
Yeah,
about the cut?
I used to do my prep my own meals, but now since with the UFC, they got a new deal with Icon Meals, and they've been sending me meals, so it's been a great help to free up more time for me instead of like cooking like every 2 or 3 days fresh meals. It's a lot of work, and
Yeah.
so they send me a bunch of meals, and then he's working with my nutritionist Tyler
Oh,
to
you're working
help
with Tyler Minton as
figure.
well. That's awesome.
Yep, yep. And to
Yeah.
get my macros worked out. And then Dan, I think his name's Marquez, like he's working with Tyler like to figure all this out for me at the PI. So it's going real well.
Good stuff, man. I imagine Kraus will be in your corner. Who else is going to be in the cage with you that night?
Kraus, Isaac, and Jason High.
Awesome. What a load of experience you got there with Kraus and Jason High in there, which is awesome. How do you envision the fight playing out on April 30th? I know you feel like you're going to get your hand raised, otherwise why sign the contract? But how do you see this one going down?
Oh man, I like to keep it exciting, man. I like to scrap. I like to keep it entertaining for the fans. I see a knockout second round.
Nice.
It always takes me a little bit to get going. Besides my last fight, it was different circumstance. I came out guns blazing. But normally I like to, find this rhythm, find this pace, and then once I get a beat on it, I start coming for it.
You strike me as a 3 fights a year type of guy. Is that kind of what you're looking at here? You get a couple more in after this fight. Not looking past April 30th. Was that kind of the ideal timeline for you?
Yeah, I mean 3, 4. I mean, my over these past years, I mean, I'm just trying to. I like to stay active. I feel like I do better when I'm more active. You know what I'm saying? It just keeps me fresher, sharper. These last almost almost 2 years, I haven't really had a camp. This is like my first camp in like almost 2 years.
Okay.
All my other fights have been on short notice. Week and a half notices, 7 days notice stuff, and then the Contender Series fight, it was I had 7 weeks for that, but then I got injured and had surgery, and I had 4 weeks of bed rest, and then I had 3 weeks or 2.5 weeks to get ready for that fight, light training. We just winged it. So I'm super excited to actually get a full camp and show everybody what I'm actually capable of.
And I imagine the confidence is at an all-time high, like you said, getting that full camp, knowing you've put everything into this. There's no weird circumstances like last time, right?
Yep. No, I'm super pumped about it.
Good stuff.
I'm ready to go out there.
We talked about Mike Breeden, the fighter. What about Mike Breeden outside the cage? What are some of your hobbies? Are you a video game guy? You watch other sports? Are you a Netflix guy? What do you like doing when you get that little bit of free time?
Really, with my son, I've coached his football and basketball, and he's now starting to get into jiu-jitsu with me. He's finally wanting to start coming to class with me at night.
Nice.
So really, I just coach his football and basketball team. I do spring football, basketball, all that stuff. My main focus, and then at night, I like to watch, just TV shows to unwind before I go to bed.
What's something you've watched recently, TV show wise?
Man, Queen of the South.
Okay.
It's a good show. I mean, I was watching I forgot the dang name. I think The Last Kingdom. That's good on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good choices. Yeah. How old's your son?
He's 10.
Oh, cool. Okay, so a good age to do a little bit of everything, right? Which is kind of neat. So does he like one sport more than the other, or do you just does he like everything?
Definitely football. He's got an arm on him. But then now he's getting into basketball too now, so he likes that.
Yeah, kind of pick and choose. Are you an NFL fan at all?
Yeah, I am. Kansas City Chiefs fan. My training regimen is so busy, so it's hard for me to keep up. My son keeps up with it for me. He'll tell me all the news. He wakes up and jumps on ESPN news and all that stuff.
There you go.
He's very up to date with everything. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Mike, thanks so much for the time, man. I know you got a bunch of stuff going on. If there's anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media you want to plug, I'll give you the last word.
Oh man, I just want to, thank all my like Gordon Remain Fitness, all my trainers at Ant Performance. Yeah, I just can't wait to throw it down.